Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa Pingle with Investment Yoga. Thanks for joining today. We will be working on some core exercises today. There are so many reasons to work on our core other than looking beach body ready. The core helps us all day long, helps us stabilize our back, helps us prevent injury, helps us work on that lower back ache that we have every once in a while. So if you're sitting at a desk all day or night, or possibly in a vehicle, this class is for you. Hit the like button and subscribe. And today all I need from you is your mat and your comfy clothes. So get those on and meet me back here. Today we'll begin in a cross-legged seated position, if that's available for you. So I'd like you to sit up tall. Start to slow your breath down, bringing yourself into the now. And begin to circle your spine around, kind of like a seated cat-cow. Bringing yourself into small circles, having your engaged core. Just a small movement at first. Switch directions. Just warming up the spine. And you should start to feel some heat building here. Go back the other way and maybe make it a little bit more exaggerated. This is really good for the spine, and you can do this anywhere. Come back to neutral. Let's reach our arms overhead and bring our hands down with a ha. Let's do that again. And let out a sigh. One more time. Just ridding any stale energy before we start to breathe more intentionally. One more time. And out. Bring your arms up, reaching towards the sky, stretching out that spine. And come down, bringing your right hand down to the mat. Left arm comes over. We're going to start to just open that side body. So looking up towards your hands if that's available for your neck. Continuing to breathe. We want to stretch out those muscles before we contract them. Come up, and when you come down, place your left hand down, bringing your right arm over, opening up that side. Come back up and down again. You can bring your arm down further if you need a little bit more stretch. Focusing on keeping your sit bones on the floor as you do this stretch. So if this is too far, just come back up and inhale and exhale. Again, kind of spiraling towards the ceiling. Bring yourself up to center. And we're going to do some open arm twists. So on an inhale, reach high. And on an exhale, twist to the right. You can place your back hand on the ground if you can reach, and then look over your right shoulder. Continuing to breathe here. Twisting poses are extremely good for the spine. On your inhale, bring yourself back up. On exhale, turn to the left. Continuing to breathe. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Let's hold for a couple breaths here. On your inhale, try to lengthen through the spine. And on an exhale, try to twist a little further. Inhale back to center and exhale. Continuing to breathe. Coming back up. Bring your hands to your knees here And close your eyes and let's begin to breathe in through our nose and out through our nose. Breathing in and out of our nose helps us mimic cardiovascular. It helps us warm the body up quicker, which helps us on the mat. We're a little bit more pliable when we're warm, and since we all can't meet in heated studios right now, it's very important for us to build that heat before we start any sort of exercise. Blink your eyes open, reaching your arms up one more time, and we're going to reach forward with a flat back. Stretching that lower back. It's not important for your head to meet the ground, it's more important for you to do more of a forward fold. You should feel this in your lower back. Continuing with that ujjayi breathing. Now bring yourself back up. One more time up into the air. Bring your hands to the side and we'll meet in tabletop position. So from tabletop position, hands are underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll go into the cat-cow series. So cow is first. So on your inhale, drop the belly, bringing your gaze to the sky. And on an exhale, round the back like an angry cat, pushing the mat away, bringing your gaze towards your belly button. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Making sure your abs are engaged, pulling in towards your spine. And go through this at your own pace. One breath per movement, in and out your nose. And give yourself any other movement you may need. If you have to move your hips side to side, you want to do any sort of, or just waking up the spine and giving your body whatever it needs. So from here, we're going to do half dog. So tuck your toes under and bring yourself so you're hovering above the mat. So your core should be tight, pulling your belly button in. Legs are strong, pushing into those hands. And release it. Tap the tops of the feet. Engaging the core again. Let's do that one more time. Great. Back down, tap the tops of the feet. And now we will meet into our first downward dog. So tuck the toes under. Hands are strong, fingertips are spread wide. Tuck the toes and send yourself up for downward facing dog. You're an inverted V shape. Feel free to pedal out the feet. This is your first down dog of the day, so be gentle on yourself. Heels pressing back, getting a nice calf raise. Making sure you're dropping that head to gravity. Maybe shake your head yes or no. And then let's come down to our tabletop and press back for child's pose. Child's pose is always available for us. Any practice. So placing your head down, your knees wide on the mat, reaching forward. You can give yourself a massage on the forehead if you'd like. But connecting back with that ujjayi breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. From here, let's come back up to tabletop position, neutralizing the spine with a couple cat-cows. Here you can look over your left shoulder and right shoulder. It's your little sassy pose of the day. Then from here, we're gonna go back into downward facing dog. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath your hips, tuck your toes, send yourself up to a downward dog, pressing the thigh bones back towards the wall, really letting the head go, continuing to breathe. Now we're gonna come to plank pose. So come forward, and you should be in a high push-up pose. If you're too close and you're like this, just feel free to move your feet, adjust wherever you need to, and hold the plank pose. Belly button pulling into the spine, strong core, pressing through the arms, and then come back to down dog. Take a breath, then come back to plank, abs pulling in, strong. Again, down dog. Come to plank, make any adjustments you need. Try to check in on your form, make sure you're not slumping down or butt in the air, but a strong straight. One more time. And back to that high push-up. Bring your knees down. Let's do that child's pose again, stretching those shoulders out. Knees to the outside edges of the mat. Planting the forehead down. Returning to that ujjayi breathing. In through the nose and out through the nose. So from here, come back to that tabletop position. Wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees rooted underneath your hips. And we're gonna do sunbird crunches next. So bring your right arm out, palm facing towards the left, and then bring your left leg out with your toes facing the floor. Finding some stability here. Your core is tight, belly button pulling in, engaging that core. We're gonna do some crunches from here. So on an inhale, arms are reaching long, leg pulling away, and on an exhale, contract, pulling in for a crunch. Back out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, out. We'll do about 10 of these. If you'd like to add on, you can bring your crunch in towards your elbow and chest more. Or if you even want more from that, you can round your back, bringing your forehead to your knee and out. Keep going, good job. Do whatever version works for you. And if the crunches you're falling over and too not balanced, just hold this pose. We'll do 2 more here. Nice job. And bring your hand down to the mat. Back to child's pose. Let's do a quick child's pose just to loosen up those shoulders a little bit. Come back up. We'll do that for the other side. So left arm out, right leg up, toes pointing the floor, hand facing the wall, And we'll do those crunches. Slow and controlled. Making sure that foot keeps pointing towards the ground. Rounding that back to see if you can get a little bit more towards your forehead. And 2 more. Put that down. Let's do some cat cows quick. In and out. In and out. Coming back to the neutral spine, bring that right leg out. And we're going to do some cross taps. So toes pointing towards the ground. And you're going to bring the leg out and then over. And so we're working those obliques, continuing to hold that core, engage it. This is just working those obliques that are often forgotten. 2 more. Nice job. And bring it back in. Extend the left leg out. And we'll do the same. Crossing over. Holding those abs tight. Check in on that lower back. Make sure you have a strong straight back. You're not slumping. And last one. Bring it in. So from here, we're gonna do just some plank walks. So hands underneath your shoulders, legs come out. And for a plank walk, all we do is step one foot out and then the other. But first, check in on your posture. Make sure you're pushing into those hands, pushing the mat away, and abs are engaged. And start to tap out both sides. If this is too much on your shoulders or wrists, you can come down to your forearms and do this, and work the abs the same way. Two more on each side. And then bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Resting your right cheek on the mat. Arms come behind you. Let out a few sighs. That was a lot of hard work. So from here, bring your hands by your shoulders. We're gonna do a couple cobra. Open up the shoulders, open up the chest. So on an exhale, press into the hands, bringing your body up, stretching through that front chest, gaze is forward or down. And let's release that down. Resting your chin back on the mat. I will do this another time. Inhale and exhale. Press up for cobra. Nice work. Coming back down. And we'll set up for bow pose. So bring your chin to the mat. And what we'll do is begin to, on an exhale, bring your body up and you'll begin to reach back towards your feet. If you've ever had a knee injury, don't grab your knees. That could possibly hurt them more. Or you can grab them and pull them in towards you. Gaze is either forward or down. Don't strain your neck going up. And release. Resting the cheek on the mat. Chin comes back to the mat. We'll do that one more time. Bringing the body up, reaching towards the feet. Pulling them up towards you. Nice work. And down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll come back up to tabletop position. And we will meet up in downward facing dog. Stretching out those legs. And from here we'll do some plank crunches. So on an inhale, bring your right leg high. And on an exhale, bring it through towards your forehead. 1. We'll do 5. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Stretch it up, set it down. Connect to the breath. On an inhale, send your left leg up. And we'll do the same. In. Up. 2. 3. And last one. Coming back to that plank position, holding strong. Planting the knees down. Coming back for child's pose. And let's meet in a seated position. So from a seated position, bring your hands behind your knees and begin to sit back on your seat bones. And we'll be working on the boat pose. So you can stay here, or you have an option to straighten the legs, arms straight out. We're going to hold this, continuing to breathe. 2 more breaths. If you're shaking, that's good. Your muscles are working. And let's come down to low boat. Still having the engagement in the core. Back up to high. And low. One more time. And low. Coming back up to high boat. Having your knees straight out or like this. Let's add some movement. Bring your hands together and we'll do some twisting motions here. So to the right, center, to the left, center. Continuing to breathe. A lot of times when we're doing core, we forget to breathe. Pulling that belly button towards that spine. Continue going. We're almost there. Back to center. Plant the feet down. We're going to lay back. Reach your arms out long. Legs out, stretching that core. Bringing your knees in. And then bring the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly, supine butterfly. So you'll continue to breathe. Feet are together, legs are splayed out. This is an extremely nice stretch in the hips. We're gonna just catch our breath here. And then to add a little movement, bring your fingers and interlace them behind your head. And we're going to do sort of that movement we did in the beginning, kind of around the world. So avoid pulling on your neck, but bring your core up and around and down, kind of circular movements. One more this way. Rest back down. 2 more breaths here. We're winding things down. Interlace those fingers and go the opposite way for the around the world. Feeling it move all the way around your core, working all parts. And back down. Bringing the knees back together. Excuse me. Planting the feet underneath your knees, hands placed on the mat. We're gonna do bridge. So on an inhale, press it out. And then on an exhale, begin to peel your spine off the mat. It's important when we're working core to work both the front and the back muscles because they work together. So you want the entire thing to be strong in order to support life. And bring yourself down slowly. And let's do another one. So on this one, you can do the same, or you can curl your shoulders underneath you for more of a shoulder stretch. So inhale, and on an exhale, begin to bring your body up. Hands can come underneath your body like this to get more in your shoulders. Watching the legs, making sure that they're not falling out. You want those, bringing those towards each other. Holding the core. Continuing to breathe. Releasing the hands and then coming back down. Let's hug the knees in. Give yourself a little massage here. Both ways. Plant your feet down. Bring your feet to the outside edges of the mat, and let's just windshield wiper the legs back and forth, letting them fall to each side. Wanting to decompress any compression we made in the spine as we were doing some abs. I love doing this one all the time. And bring the knees in, and we'll do a supine twist. So bringing your knees in and let them fall to the right, maybe guiding them with your right hand. Left arm comes over, gaze towards that left hand, giving a nice stretch alongside the continuing to breathe. You can bring the knees in, hugging them in. Bring them to the other side, looking towards the right arm. You always have the option to bring the top leg over further if you need more of a stretch through the back side here and through up and through your side. Coming back to center, giving yourself a nice hug, extending your legs long, setting up for Savasana, the most important pose of the day. Taking up as much space as you need, closing your eyes, letting go of the Ujjayi breathing and just breathing naturally. And this is the time where you soak in all the benefits of the practice. So I recommend staying in this pose for a few minutes at least. 5 minutes would be even better. This is the hardest pose for many yogis, for us to stay still, reflect on our thoughts. But it's an excellent time to reflect on everything your body just did. Reflect on how much better you feel, how much more space you feel in your body, and giving yourself a little reminder that you should return to the mat because of this feeling. When you're ready, bring yourself over to a fetal child's position, keeping your eyes closed. Bringing yourself up to a seated position, whatever is comfortable. Reaching those arms overhead, coming down to center. And we like to end the practice with a namaste. The spark within me honors the spark within every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope that your core is tight and you will feel that tomorrow. Make sure you come back to our next class and hit the subscribe and like button below, and you'll get notifications of those new classes as they're released. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. See you next time.